Chilly this morning. I got some new stuff to go in the little toolbox, so we actually have some tools in case we have any issues with this. Because the other day we had an issue and, well, we needed some Allen, so I got American, metric, and I got a new ratchet, I got breaker bar hammer, other stuff, new fire extinguisher to throw in there. Well, let's take a look at the job, because this one's going to be a fun one for the old Bandit. She stays together. We did the modifications, fixed some stuff that probably was a design flaw. Got the 080. My dad, aka V-Belt, probably one of the best timber fallers ever in the game. This job isn't really harnessing his skill as far as technical stuff. We have almost 200 of these little trees. We've been on this job before, and this is the job that we were like, we need to get a track chipper because it would be sweet. And they actually had us come back and take out another 200 more. I think we've taken out 200 before, but somebody planted all of these little trees. These aren't naturally, I mean, the pines aren't. This all used to be a nice meadow. So I'm gonna come through, and I mean, there's some of them are a foot in diameter, but not really. He cut all these down in an hour. Should be a satisfying day. I'm gonna get these things fired up. Just get rocking and rolling.
Sweet redemption, I will never let you down. Will it ever get sunny? Oh, I wonder, honey, baby, how you make me sway. You say it will. I'm calling your addictive brand. You say it will, yeah. I'm crossing the obsessive line. You say it will. I'm calling your addictive brand.
Well, I was shooting down there next to that oak tree, and I moved forward.
Dad's on the phone over there. Came across my headset kind of loud. About 40 to 50 years ago, somebody planted all these trees. Now that's nice. There's nothing wrong with that. I, recommend that if you have an open field. It's not bad to have a couple trees out there. But this guy just went hog wild. And normally around here, this is pretty good growing situation for these trees. Got great sun, great soil, but there's just so many trees that they just all kind of get held back. So at that point, it just becomes low, thick canopy. None of them are really growing, none of them are thriving. So you don't really get healthy trees. It's not a healthy forest, and it's a pretty big fire danger. That is why we are here taking these out. Honestly, the 200 that we cut out just now, like, yeah, you can tell the difference, but it's not like something that's such a drastic change that you're going to be freaking out looking at it no matter who you are. But at the time that I've been here, it's already kind of started to look the same. Like it hasn't. Turn the shoe a little bit. I'm trying to get the chips to pile up. Got to spread them and make sure you don't spray another tree with them. So it broadcasts and looks nice and smooth. I don't have to readdress them. And if you spray another pine tree with the chips, then pine beetles might come and attack it, and or fire can creep up it if you put a big pile of chips at the bottom of the tree. But anyway, so we take this out, make her look good, thin it out around the house. There's still trees around the house for shade, but up here it's just too thick for any good. There's a couple good old oak trees in here. I'd rather see the oaks than a bunch of pine trees, because pine trees suck. They're not very valuable as like merchantable logs go to the sawmill, and these are way too small to be even merchantable. There is places you can haul this to, but there's literally no value for us in these logs anywhere near here. They're just, all of these would have been one logging truckload, like 50,000 pounds worth of logs. It's nothing. So, but this will be the third time we've been in here, and I still think it's really too thick. First time we came through, I had the tree shear on the skid steer, and I cut down probably 100 or so, and then fed them to the Prime Tech. That's so slow and inefficient compared to this chipper. Second time we brought the wheel chipper on the Kubota, and we had to cut the saw logs or the firewood off the ends because it wasn't enough horsepower to move it. But this thing, going through the Bandit, it's like I could put like 6 of these logs in there, 6 of these trees, these little guys, and it takes, compared to not even be able to handle one with the little chipper. I'm walking through this. This is nice. This big guy in here. End up mulching up or chipping up towards the firewood. Whatever. I'm gonna turn the chute and spray it across the road because I'm running out of spot right there. I don't want to get too thick. Hit my button. Thought about using that newer Kubota that I got. It's 51 horsepower with a turbo. Put the PTO chipper behind it, the attachment. I think that would have been pretty cool, but you still have to have another guy out there driving it around, and it would not near, yeah, it wouldn't be anything close to what this thing can handle. This is 170 something horsepower, compound turbo, and it's 18 inch instead of 9 inch, so this thing's a lot bigger of a beast. Problem is I got a little bit of this stuff. If I put the logs in backwards like that instead of butt first, it shears the branches off. So I end up getting a little pile of brush. No grab range. That means the chipper is like 26 feet away. I only got like 24 feet worth of reach. Get in there.
I don't know about you guys, but I like a little commentary to jump in these videos every once in a while to break up the silence. But I want to talk about feeding a chipper with an excavator, or just feeding a chipper in general. You guys have been throwing a lot of ideas in the comments to me about how to feed the chipper. I appreciate that, but I've been running excavator and chip and brush for quite a while now, and I will say this much: it is much easier on the body to use the excavator. That one log right there would have taken a couple guys quite some time, and the excavator throws her right in there. But generally speaking, I prefer to feed these trees in bottom first, butt first, and that way the branches don't get stripped off, and it's a lot cleaner one pass kind of a deal. This one I'm going to go backwards just because it's a little too long to, you know, spin it around with the 080, so every once in a while I'll throw one in this way. But when I'm feeding with the excavator, I try to be as gentle as I can. You see that the grapple is not fully gripped on the log. That is in case the feed wheels need to stop. It is auto feed. If it bogs it down, it'll stop it, back it up just a little bit so it doesn't stall the engine. It does that automatically. But when I'm putting a log into this, it is an 18-inch chipper, so it can handle, most of these trees are about 10 inches, some of them are over a foot in diameter on the butt. So when I put the butt first to the feed wheels, I just give a little bit of pressure. It's got spring tension for the upper feed wheel, and it will grab and pull it in there. If they get a little too big, then I can use the button on the controller and I can open the feed wheels. But I don't want you guys to think I'm just trying to break these wheels. We've had issues with them, but it's not my fault for throwing logs at them, despite what you guys might think. I've been running the excavator for a minute now, and I would like to say I'm a decent operator, and the Bandit held through with this job like a champ.
Well, old Hoss left and went to a different job, which is kind of nice because normally he would have to stick around and run a mulcher because it would be two machines, two-man kind of operation. Since I can remote control that, just me and Boone out here now. But I have this pile, that pile, that pile. I mean, that's like one big pile over there. Very little left, right in the final stretches, and my grapple stopped rotating. Real simple. It's got two circuits going out there, but I leave one circuit for the thumb so I can live heel it, and then I just have a diverter valve right here. So I still have my main variable switch for this valve, open and close grapple. A trigger electronic switch in the cab here, and sometimes I'll break a, you know, rip out one of the wires or something, blow a fuse. But this one had me going back and forth. It ended up being this right here on the switch. So I got a switch, just a momentary, goes up there as a trigger. I got one over here for doing a secondary kind of a thing for mulcher heads, but ended up just being a little broken wire right there. Cost me 30 minutes chasing this thing around. Anyway, we'll fix it, get on with it, and head on out of here because we'll be done hopefully shortly. Knock on wood. Where's some wood? Where's some wood? Okay, check this out. This is kind of cool. Rather than having to get these, come on chipper, wake up. Rather than try to get these logs into a spot where I can get to the chipper, oh, don't throw a track, bud. Get my stump. I can just get the chipper lined up with the dang logs. You see that guy over there? Yeah. Point my shoe way up there, fire it up. Think. Last little bit, I think I can get right here. And then I got 6 more trees down near the house, and I believe I'm done with the job if I get this guy in there. Come on. I think that's neat though, because I come over there, you know, thinking I need to skid this out of here. But I can just get the track chipper and maneuver it to where I need to go. That's completely opposite of what I'm normally used to. This track chipper is so nice. It's not broke down. I think we're working the kinks out. I double check it. I'm going to check it after I finish these 4 logs. Make sure everything's still good with that lower feed wheel. For the amount of time that a masticator would spend on this, on one tree, mulching on the ground with all the friction and everything, track chipper could do probably 6. And the Prime Tech's not a slouch. Ironically enough, I charge the same for this track chipper as I do for the Prime Tech. This thing just gets me done. Oh, thanks. It has auto feed, so if it gets bogging it down, it'll roll it out. So as soon as I got that one stick in, it rolled it out on me. All right. Oh, one last tree right there. Last tree. And then those other 6 way down there, but those will be, I think, easy enough.
Baby, say you will be mine. Take my affection and my safe protection. I will always be around. Will it ever get sunny? Oh, I wonder, honey. I'm tired of being in the line. You say it will. I'm caught in your addictive brain. You say it will, yeah. I'm crossing the obsessive line. You say it will. I'm caught in your addictive brain. You say it will, yeah.
All right, good deal. Got both machines fueled up, greased up, ready to go for the next day. Let's go take a look and see what the final product is. I'm pretty happy at how it went. I bid the job for 5 hours, and the hour meter on the machines say 5 hours. I did have a little bit of a hiccup. I have been here longer than 5 hours, not by much though. With lunch and everything, not a bad day. Show up, everything's fueled up, greased up from Friday, and just went straight to work. Landowner did add a couple trees, but it ended up being still within the bid, I guess. No big deal. He's a nice guy. He's actually the guy that invented Auto Trader. But I think somebody stole the idea from him. You know how that goes. But these guys, he's definitely a very nice customer. Dad counted the trees as he was cutting them, and he got over 200 of those little freaking pine trees. Can't even tell. It looks just as good like this. I mean, it looks better like this. The fire danger's down. And aside from running a mulcher over these back and forth, tracks tearing up the ground, the track chipper just takes a tree, one pass, she's done. And 200 of them in 5 hours, pretty much by myself. Dad left hours ago, and I just been chipping away, feeding it with the excavator. Looks so much better. The ground's very little disturbance. I mean, you got track marks here and there, but the excavator sits and pivots. It can reach 25 feet on each side of it. And all 4, 5, 8, 10 sides, whatever you want to call it. And the track chipper just sits there and just keeps shoveling it. Just keeps eating. So she's all looking good. He might have us take some more out. You know, we come out, I think this is like the 5th or 6th time we've been here. The guy was joking this property's a burden to him. I was like, well, I'll give you $50 for it. As a joke, but just as, you know, because it keeps costing him so much money, it'd just be better off just getting rid of her. I think he might sell it, but nobody's buying land right now. It's so expensive to build a house. Yeah, I don't really like talking about the prices and stuff like that, but you know, I watch other people. I wonder how much they charge. So I'm just going to throw a little bone here and say what we charge on this job. You already saw it in the thumbnail. We charge $3,000 for this job. The guy we bought the track chipper from, his day rate was a little bit more expensive than that. But he, you know, he might have another machine and a couple other guys running around. So the fact that Dad was here for 3 hours and I just chipped the rest, you know, or chipped it all in total 5 hours, you know, I think we did pretty good. I aim for me as an operator and the 2 machines, I aim for 400 for me and the 2 machines. Then throw about 100 for an operator for a faller, and I have to charge, I lump it in the bid, the move-in fee, like the setup fee, because the truck isn't free. Fuel isn't free. My CDL apparently wasn't a one-time kind of a fee. That thing gets more expensive every year just to keep. And then insurance, registration, you gotta put something in the truck. So put something in the bill for the truck every time. $3,000. If it happened like that every day, it would be awesome, but not every day works just like that. We just had the one little breakdown, which is not a big deal. Got that taken care of, but the track chipper, you understand how much these machines cost, you know, it sounds like, oh man, you're just rolling in it. But 30 gallons of fuel, pretty fuel efficient, way more efficient than running 5 hours with the PrimeTech. Way more. The PrimeTech would have done that. I don't even think we actually burned, it was like 24 gallons of fuel between the two of them. PrimeTech would have done that and more by itself in like 3 hours, and it would not have got this done. There's no way. We'd still be out here with the PrimeTech right now, overheating, frustrated. Mulchers are nice, but they tear up a lot of ground. For doing stuff like this, track chipper is so much better. But you know, the efficiency and just wear and tear on everything, because you get a sit and spin, the tracks don't move all around that much with the excavator, and the track chipper can remain stationary and just gobble it up, compared to, like I said, a mulcher going back and forth over it. But for how much you got to pay for the initial startup price on these things, and if you took a loan out on these and you needed to make that every day, that would suck, you know. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm gonna end it here. I need to get something to eat. I'm hungry, and I'm gonna roll on out of here. Yeah, we got a small job tomorrow that doesn't involve these, so I'm just gonna leave these here with the truck and trailer, or not the truck and trailer, but the trailer and machines. Just gonna leave it all here. Do that small job tomorrow, and I think we're gonna get rain the following day, so we will be out of business for another week. So, oh well. Made my imaginary truck payment today. Yay! All right, we'll see you guys next one later on. Let me know what you guys think about how fast she gets her done. That impressed me. Even though I thought it could do it, it did it.